Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Darkness, and this is the first episode of the post-game. And so yeah, peace returned, and now everything's pretty much normal, but we are actually... The thing about the post-game is, it's not... Until the last part, there's no real coherent story, but there's a lot of events that just kind of help in terms of allowing you to explore other dungeons and become your own kind of team. And as well as, you know, kind of leading to a few of the events lead to the last section of the storyline, but we won't be getting to the actual story for a little while. Anyway, yeah, graduation time. Oh, and PTM's
Yes,
here.
this is not to be confused with the main game. Hi, yes, you have a co-commentator.
So, yeah, I'm playing right now, and I'll be playing for the first two. For people who are familiar with this, there's like basically 5 sections I divide this up by for the post game. That, you know, drives you to the finale. You have to do 4 sections before you get to the actual finale portion. So I'll be doing the first 2, PTM will be doing the second 2, and I'll be doing the final portion because he did the thing with the tower.
I did the temporal tower so well.
You did fine.
Yeah, it only took 10 different tries.
So yeah, we're gonna graduate from the guild, and there is Mystifying Forest is where we'll be going, which has luminous springs, and that's where Pokemon go to evolve. And this is actually important because evolving in this game is dealt with quite differently than the regular games. Not too much, but somewhat, yeah.
Okay, well, something very important that they're talking about right here, a place called Luminous Spring.
I just said that.
Yes, and we can evolve there eventually.
I just said that.
Okay, so we're gonna go there.
Are you paying attention?
Yes, I am. I just wanted to
Ooh. The Grandmaster of all things bad. That doesn't sound
What?
good.
Yeah, I'm laughing, but I don't mean to laugh because that sounds bad.
I love this part with Wigglytuff, though.
He's just smiling.
So
and
good luck
staring.
with that.
Good luck. What?
Oh, that's my favorite phrase to say whenever, like, you say something really complicated or just evil or just that's gonna be really bad. You just go, so good luck with that, and just kind of casually brush it off as nothing happened.
Kind of reminds me of the Joker. You want to know how I got these scars?
The Joker.
He's smiling the whole time.
You know, there's not really any, from my recollection, there's no real bad Jokers in Batman, at least that I experienced. I didn't really like the oh, what's his name? Jack Nicholson Joker. And I'd never experienced the TV Joker. I think it was Caesar something, maybe.
Caesar, are you talking about Mark Hamill?
No. Mark Hamill's the anime Joker. I'm talking about the one from the Adam West TV show.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know his name. I never watched that show. That one.
So anyway, hey, focus, man.
Sorry.
So, yeah, pretty much there is going to be some changes in the post game compared to the main game, but at the moment it's not going to really apply until after this mission. And you can take your partners, your Pokemon, you can now have them because you're not, like, you couldn't take them to Temporal Tower and most of the end game stuff that we were doing. You can take them now. I'm not going to. I mean, it's up to PTM whether he does, but because we're so far in level, I don't know. I'm kind of going to just, if I happen to come across another Pokemon, I might take them, but I'm kind of going to leave our team in the wayside since, at least at the moment, because right now we're pretty far ahead, and I'd rather focus on leveling us up a bit. Plus, you don't really need to have 4 members if you don't need them. Sometimes it's good.
I mean, the best thing to do if you want to use a different Pokemon than your other 2 main starters, you can always train that one up and then switch. Because we're not tied down to a leader.
Hang on. That doesn't happen yet.
It doesn't happen yet.
No, it doesn't happen yet.
I'm singing in the future.
I know my stuff, man. Just focus. Anyway, Teddy Ursa and Ursaring are also going to Mystifying Forest. But yeah, they never heard of the Grandmaster of all bad things. Something's fishy.
Something's a little hairy.
Hairy. Okay, who says that?
Who says that?
Who says...
Is this a callback to when I said...
Yeah.
Giving me fits?
Yeah. You said things are a little hairy. Is that actually a phrase people say? I think... Yeah. I really think that you just make things up and then retro
I think I may
con
have
your mind.
I think I may have misapplied that phrase because when things get hairy, you never heard that?
I maybe more so than giving fits, but not really as much as like other normal phrases.
When you say things get hairy, it's referring to a situation getting a little more complicated than it was.
Well, I figured that, but I didn't. It's not one phrase I hear that often, if ever. You know what I mean?
Huh.
I never not understood what your phrases mean. I just don't know where you came up with the phrases. Oh, and I'm gonna be I don't think I've done it yet. No, I'm gonna be adjusting moves here, but I will be playing with the movesets a little bit more. I'm keeping all this in just so I can show it off. I think I do cut out a few of the storage portions in shopping because that's not really that important.
So yeah, level 1 Pikachu, all 4 movement spots are replaced with Splash.
I don't think he can even learn Splash.
Yeah, let's hack the game and
but
make it so.
Anyway, I'm gonna sell all of these except Shockwave.
Huh,
and I'm gonna say right now, Shockwave is gonna be a really awesome move, and I'll explain it when I actually give it to him. But I'm also gonna praise all of these boxes that we've accumulated.
Garfang.
The other thing that's interesting about the post game is it is more lax and more loose. After this mission, this is kind of setting up the post game a little bit. At least for the beginning parts. Like I said, you'll see. It's hard. It's kind of frustrating because you kind of want to explain everything, but you also have to.
You
want to
let people see it.
Yeah, you had to wait until it actually comes to fruition.
Just like Evolution when I was blabbering, or no, just like the Chimeco Assembly when I was blabbering.
Well, that's the thing that
hasn't happened yet.
That's the thing that screws me over is I've been watching Doctor Who and I'm up to like the end of the 10th Doctor, and the issue I've always had with any show is as soon as I watch an episode, I'll go to like Wikipedia and just look at the episode summary to see if there was anything I missed. And the problem with doing that though is every time I do it and want to try and get everything now, like if I'm like, oh, what's this? I end up accidentally spoiling myself because I want to know it now, and then it turns out that I end up.
But I want it now.
I end up spoiling something way far in the future. There's one thing I know ends up happening in the series that happens in the future, and I forced myself not to look further into it because I knew it was gonna spoil myself. That's just how I am.
You know the Doctor regenerates, right?
What? Oh, he does regenerate.
He's gonna die.
They always eventually.
Yeah, they all die.
Okay, anyway, I'm gonna teach. Am I gonna teach? Yeah, Shockwave.
Are you gonna teach Shockwave?
So here's why Shockwave is awesome. Basically, it's like. Actually, no, hang on, because you told me you can actually de-link stuffing, but I couldn't figure out how to do it here, so I just wanted to play it safe and didn't.
Oh, you know what?
What?
You can do that in dungeons.
Okay.
I don't know why you can't do it out here because you have because you have access to Electivire probably.
Okay.
But in dungeons you can actually de-link moves.
That makes more sense. So anyway, here I'm gonna link Tail Whip with Thunderbolt, which I think is the best. Maybe not the best, but it's one because Thunderbolt's the only one that doesn't go from afar. Like Discharge can go anywhere. Though I don't know if it would affect Discharge in the same way it affects Quick Attack because. He would only use it if he was in front of an enemy, I guess, but as opposed to like anywhere, and it would still affect everyone in the dungeon. And I'm also gonna forget Fire Spin because I'll admit it does have a little bit of an accuracy problem. And for now, I'm going to relearn Flame Wheel. So this is showing off that any move you've ever learned, you can easily switch out and switch in and back. So this is really useful for adjusting movesets.
That's one thing I never utilized, so cool.
And if PTM wants to screw up with the moveset and stuff, I can easily readjust it.
So, yes, Mega praises Shockwave, and then I'll replace it with something like Fight.
Basically what Shockwave does and why I like it is Shockwave is kind of like Quick Attack, and it can... I don't know if it's exactly like Quick Attack, but it can... It attacks in a straight line. Basically, as long as the Pokemon is in front of you, you can hit it, no matter how far away it is. And it also never misses. That's the biggest thing that's awesome about Shockwave, is it never misses.
Yep, Shockwave. Yeah, from the way you're describing it, Shockwave would normally be a good move anyway for the accuracy thing, but because this is a dungeon crawler, and there's different tiles in a certain room in a dungeon. There's also the distance problem too, so Shockwave mitigates that, which is cool. Because normally Shockwave in Pokemon Battle, it's just the move that doesn't miss, but now it's the move that doesn't miss, and it can hit people from afar, just like Discharge.
And here, well, Discharge is a little bit different, but Shockwave, again, is definitely a useful one. I think Pikachu's moveset at this point is pretty solid. But of course, you can always adjust it around. Anyway, it's time for...
Solid enough that Pikachu can take on Quicksand Cave by himself.
Oh, he could, probably. So, Mystifying Forest, there's a lot to talk about with this, just because there's a lot of Pokemon you can find here. Mystifying Forest there's 14 floors. The 3rd and 5th floor, according to this Bulbapedia article, are always covered in fog. There definitely is fog in this dungeon. And one thing I finally looked up is what the weather effects actually do for this game. Fog cuts the power of electric-type moves in half, according to this. So, for the Mystery Dungeon games, that's what fog specifically does. And then, there are traps. It says there's a rest stop. I don't think there is. We'll see if there's a halfway point, but I don't think there is a halfway point.
Oh, there is.
Technically,
there is.
You can recruit, except you can't do it on the first visit, so I won't be able to recruit on this visit. Pokemon you can find here. A lot of the starters, Bulbasaur, at least I think of the grass starters, Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, Metapod, Rattata, Raticate, Spearow, female Nidoran, male Nidoran, Venonat, Bellsprout, Weepinbell, Execute, Coughing, Scyther, Eevee, Chikorita, Bayleaf, Apom, Teddiursa, Wurmple, Seedot, Nuzleaf, Rosalia, whatever, Gulpin, Flygon, Turtwig, Grotle, Torterra, Bidoof, Kickatot, Stunky, Skunktank, Munchlax, and yeah.
I think it's I pronounce it Rosalia, but Rosalia is I guess that's okay.
But it has Rose in it, so because a lot of the names I found out actually typically are like two things put together, like Rose and something else, or like you said with Dialga. I think that's
Dialga.
Maybe
like dial,
I don't know.
Like a dial, like a clock.
So here's Fog showing off. I think this is floor 3, so it does show up on floor 3. Another thing to mention about the post game, you're gonna find a lot of new items, a lot of new traps that didn't appear in some of the other dungeons, and also, and I think this was mentioned by someone in, I think one of the Poochyena, and we didn't mention it earlier. And see, yeah, Shockwave's pretty cool. It also is pretty powerful, I feel. But another thing to mention about this, the enemies are a lot smarter in these dungeons, and they also can use items, and I think they use IQ skills and stuff more often. They're a lot more intelligent than they were in previous dungeons, and using items is one thing that you'll see. And there's the sticky trap.
Oh man, I hate that.
The one thing to mention with the sticky trap, though, is you can get rid of it. Technically, there is an orb that can cleanse the sticky items, so don't worry too much if a really good item is gone, because you can eventually cleanse it. But
isn't it called the cleanse orb?
Yeah. Pretty, obvious. Sticky item will be marked by an X. I think you can pick up some items that start with that too, because I think I've picked up items that end up, having that X from the start.
Yeah, and if you have really good sticky items, just store them all in storage until you get a cleanse orb, and then bring them all to you with you in a dungeon, and then, bam.
Yeah, I threw those because I didn't really. There weren't anything amazing.
What does the eye drop seed?
I think it expands how far you can see in terms of. I should use it at some point, but I think it either. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna.
It said in the description that eye drop gives you the ability to see Pokemon with invisible status.
Oh, is that what it? Oh, I'm looking it up specifically, but that's what you.
But invisible status? That's something I've never seen.
A food item that changes Pokemon's status to eye drops. It reveals hidden traps and invisible Pokemon. It also slightly fills the Pokemon's belly. I guess there's invisible Pokemon. I've never
Yeah,
experienced it
that's
either.
strange.
Someone in the comments is gonna be like, yeah, they're everywhere. They're ghost or something.
Yeah. It's invisible. Imagine if, like, we went up to Temporal Tower again, fight Dialga, and there was a ton of invisible Sableye we didn't see.
Actually, I will mention that technically you can, and I'll mention it because I haven't done it. We may do it, but at this point you can go back to Temporal Tower, and if you fight Dialga again, you can recruit him. Funny thing about that is, since only you and your partner can enter the Hidden Land, if you try and go back once you have Dialga, he can't go in the Hidden Land, even though it's his land.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing to mention about this dungeon that I found, it's kind of misleading. A lot of the enemies are really easy. They're kind of underleveled, and it kind of is, you might get like, oh, this is easy, and just get egotistical about it. But do keep a guard up a little bit, because sometimes the use of items and stuff can throw you off. It's always good to just be, oh, that's another one that really sucks. The PP0 trap, I believe, takes all the PP from the selected move, or if you have all of them selected, it's just for like the partner, I think it's just a random move. The reason that really sucks is if the selected move is a linked move, it delinks your moves because you have no PP left. Not that big a deal because you can go back to Electivire and relink it, but that is something that you gotta beware. So it's probably always good just to be safe, and now in this point, never, for your leader, have the linked move be set as the default move, because then at that point...
Very true.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it only takes like an extra second or two to pause and go to your moves and pick a move.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Yeah, that fog is kind of annoying, though. When I was seeing that battle against Torterra, Pikachu was only doing, like, 17 damage with the electric-type moves.
Yeah. I probably should actually mention the other weather effects. I think we've, at this point, seen all of them, maybe? And I think we might have gotten some of them wrong.
Seen sunny, rain, hail, fog.
Well, sunny increases fire type by 50, and it cuts water in half. Fog... So in the dungeon games, it doesn't actually affect electric moves, like I said before. Snow, ice-type Pokemon have increased movement speed. Rain, water-type Pokemon's moves increase by 50%, while the power of fire-type is cut in half, basically the opposite of Sunny. And also prevents explosions from traps and moves like self-destruct. Hail deals 5 points of damage to non-ice-type enemies every 10 turns. Sandstorm deals 5 points to non-rock, ground, and steel types every 10 turns. And the only one I don't think we've seen is Cloudy, which reduces the damage of all non-normal type moves by 25%.
Huh. Cloudy. That's probably in a much later dungeon, then.
It may be in this dungeon, though. I think I read something about...
Cloudy.
And there is a chance of finding a floor that weakens all but normal type moves, so it's possible in this dungeon to find Cloudy effects. I don't know if I did. Maybe it's cloudy right now.
No, I don't think so.
It looks like the screen is tinted a bit. Oh, Doom Seed. I don't think you want to use Doom Seeds.
Yeah, that's kind of a... Yeah, it's kind of a bad idea.
Because Doom Seed lowers you one level, I believe. I'll double check that.
Yeah, it's only positive as it fills your belly a little bit.
Well, woo.
I mean, what would be the usefulness of that? Is there like a...
I'm wondering if it lowers your level, if it doesn't decrease your stats. So at that point, it might actually be useful because then you'd be down one level, but then when you level up, you'd have a chance to get more, more stat increases.
I mean, is there a trap that actually forces you to lose a move?
I don't think so.
Imagine. I'm trying to think of what would be a good use of that. Whoa, look at the floor you're on.
What floor?
Look at the top screen.
Oh yeah, it's like one just long floor.
That is huge.
I would list all the traps, but there's so many, and we'll probably experience... It's better just to wait and see what the traps appear as opposed to just trying to list them all off, because there's a lot of them.
Because, I mean, if you lose a level, what about a move you learned at that level? Would that also go away as well?
See, I don't...
Because that would be good if you lost all your power points in a move. You wanted to de-level and then get all the power points back if you didn't have a max elixir or something.
Well, no. I wouldn't think that would be the case. The only reasons where I see the Doom Seed being useful is if when you lose the level, you still keep all your stats. So, like, you know how when you gain 40, you get, like, all the attack stats? And then if you re-level up to level 40, you get more stats. That way, you'd be getting more level ups. It's kind of like the Fire Emblem theory of you don't want to use the items that promote your units right away because you want to give them time to get all the way up to level 20 so they get more energy. And
Yeah. First time I played Fire Emblem, as soon as they hit level 10, bam, 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 I felt like such a pro.
I did the same. I was pretty bad on the first Fire Emblem game. My best unit was Marcus. Which was pretty bad. I got to the end game. I didn't beat the end game, but with that team, I was able to get to the end game.
His cap stats are at best an average.
He's not as bad as he is in Fire Emblem 6, though. He's more of a wave free, I think. He's not a Jagger in 7. He's more of a, I think, wave free or something, kind of like Titania. I'm not saying any of the names right.
Titania.
Yeah, like she is in 7. She kind of can be somewhat decent. I think Titania is much better than any of the others, but
I think Titania is a much better Star Fox level than Macbeth.
You and your Star Fox.
Oh boy. Silver spikes, those are cool. And you have 8 of them.
Before.
I know. We haven't. I haven't. I don't know if I didn't collect them or not. Oh, jeez. These traps. These are fun traps, though. I don't know. I don't know if you like the idea of your stats being decreased, but I think it's fun that it provides that extra unexpected challenge.
Yeah.
Munchlax. Oh, we need to get one of those. Can I keep a Mega?
No. Why would you want Munchlax? What has he ever done for you? Well, I don't know. I like Munchlax actually better than Snorlax.
Munchlax has enjoyed my food.
And I think this is pretty much the end of the dungeon. Next time we'll see what happens after. So, see you guys. Or wait, we still a little bit.
we still have a little time.
Well, I was just preparing myself.
Hey, let's pull a Sopranos thing where we.
No, it's not. We're not at that point yet. You have to at least time it right if you're gonna do that.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, guys. So next time in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, we will